Hey guys, welcome back. This is Chosen Architect, and today we're going to be setting up applied energistics, automation, autocrafting, whatever you want to call it. Hope you guys are ready. So today we're going to be working with applied energistics a lot more today. And I also went ahead and got a better setup in this room. This is quite large. We do have a lot of room. So what I did was take the cobblestone generator. I just have it going into a crucible with a lovely Yellorium block underneath there, going into a quantum tank. By the way, these are awesome. This is just a storage buffer, so whenever I decide to shut this off, and it will no longer, well, technically once this thing maxes out, once this drawer is completely full, which won't take that long to do, 32 stacks is all this will hold, so without any upgrades. So then this will just continue to fill with lava, and we'll have just a nice lava source there. But today, let's get started, first of all, with wireless crafting, with our wireless crafting terminal, to be exact. Then we're going to move on to the actual wireless, or we're going to move on to the actual auto crafting part of applied energistics. You can see I've already put a controller here. That's because I was having some weird issues that I don't know if it's coming from just the fact that it's on the server or whatnot, but just me putting in large quantities of items and pulling them out was causing some weird issues. So I don't know if that was just something that's part of this version of applied energistics or whatnot, but I'm sure most people will be having the same issue if I'm definitely having it. But anyways, I wanted to talk about this. So I just went ahead and placed 4 of these. They all do have speed upgrades in them. I have been working like crazy to get these going. I've just been doing a little bit of this work off camera, making a bunch of processors before fully automating them. Because as of right now, I just don't have them automated because it's not that important to me. We're going to work on those soon. These in their self are really easy to set up, so that's why I think I don't even think I'm going to have to worry technically about much. But you can, by the way, use the acceleration one on this, and it does it instantly. So if that's something you're interested in, like, let's get some silicon. We'll take a stack here. So if I put this in this inscriber, you can see it's pretty slow. If I use this on it, I mean, it's done. That's how fast it is. I can't even. So if you want like 64 calculation presses, you can just make them as long as you have the items. With the acceleration one, just makes it absolutely incredibly fast. All right, so wireless crafting. So there's a couple mods in here. You have wireless. What is it? I need to search it down here. You have wireless crafting terminal 2, this mod, and then you also have, what is it called? Let's see. Applied or extra cells? Yes, extra cells. This also has a crafting or like a wireless crafting terminal that you can have. One terminal will give you item, fluids, gases, and crafting all in one terminal. If you provide it with all of the terminals. So I'm going to go with the wireless one. I've actually never used this one, but it does look like you make the base terminal, whatever that may be. I guess one of these. No, I guess it's just a regular terminal, right? I don't see a recipe for this, like, regular cell terminal, wireless terminal from extra cells. So we're just going to go with the fact that I can't craft that. So I'm going to work with wireless crafting terminal 2. And I've already made the wireless terminal. You just need a dense cell, pretty simple to make that. You need a terminal and a wireless receiver, all pretty easy. And you need a crafting thing, so we should have everything here. So here's our wireless terminal. It just has power in it because this charged it. So now we have a wireless terminal. Well, we can't do much with the wireless terminal unless we have a wireless access point. And we can't do much with the wireless access point unless we have some cards. So let's go to Applied Energistics, and we should be able to do wireless. And you'll see right here we have wireless boosters. We are going to need to make a few of those. So I'm going to make a stack of wireless boosters. I think each booster is going to make the cost more expensive to run this setup, so we'll see how that goes. And then you're also going to need a security manager. You're going to need a security terminal. That's going to require a 16K storage part. I've already made that, so we should have everything ready to go. And I did that so we would have everything this episode. All right, so I'm just going to place the security manager for right now on this side. This is probably going to change. And then I'm going to put the access point right here, connected to the back. And you can see that turns on. And then we'll put the booster cards in there. You can see right here we have a pretty good range on this, but this is going to require a 4,000 RF per tick. Let's not do that. Let's not do the 4,000 RF per tick. Maybe split this up. I don't even think we need that much. I don't think our base is that big. You can see the meter stands for blocks, basically. So 80 blocks for 16. That's going to get 80 RF per tick is going to cost for energy usage. Okay. So we have this wireless crafting terminal. We can't use it right now. It says error communicating with the network. Well, that's simply because we have to put it in here. And now this is actually linked to our system. So as you can see, now we have wireless crafting. And that means it extends all the way over here. If I need to craft something, bam, I can pull it up. Now, if we go into our options, controls, oh man, the controls are all messed up in this version, but we do wireless crafting terminal. We can set a hotkey for that. I want to set it to button 5. And what we can do is we can put this inside of our bobble slot. And there's a bobble slot on our head. And you can see, well, you kind of can't see, but if I hit my hotkey that I set it to, it actually opens up that grid. So you can have it set to a hotkey, and it will actually function. So let's see. Wireless, let's see. I'm going to actually change this to something else. If I do E, it's going to have a conflict, I think. Yes, it does. So, wireless crafting terminal. Let's set this to, like, F. What is F set to? I'm not worried about this. So, let's see. F. Probably something else conflicting. Let's see. Better builder ones. Change mode. And is that it? That's it. So F should now open up our grid. And we don't have to have it in our hand or anything. And it should stay charged, I think, even if... Yeah, it looks like it's staying charged. Well, it might not be. But as we put stuff inside here, it'll actually consume a little bit of power and such. But anyways, this looks really good. So as you see right here, auto-consume boosters. Boosters allow you to go cross-dimensionally, and you can actually craft boosters. And what they'll do is, you can see right here, this can hold like 2 billion booster cards. And those booster cards will allow you to go cross-dimensionally. And you can set this to auto-consume boosters out of here if need be. But yeah, we're going to set this to standard search. I guess have everything set like that. And I guess it's time to move away from this and start working on our auto crafting setup. So one of the first things we're going to need to get started with our auto crafting is probably get a pattern screen. So let's go minus facades, and we'll work our way over to the screen section. And you see we have an ME terminal, storage monitor, and we also have a pattern terminal. That's what we're going to want, is a pattern terminal, which is going to mean we're going to have to make a couple of screens. Just a couple. Just a few. And that's going to involve some annihilation planes, which I'm going to make a few of those for right now. And whenever we get to the other one, I'll make some more of these. There we go. So we have a few of those made, which should help us in crafting screens from this point on. So let's just go ahead and make a couple of terminals. We're going to have to convert one of these into a crafting terminal. Like so. Using some sort of container. And then from here, it just needs an engineering processor. So here is a pattern terminal. And then we're also going to get a ME storage monitor, I do believe. Is that what I think that's what lets us see into our machines. It's a level emitter. Is that what I'm wanting? No, that's not what I'm wanting. Let's see. Conversion monitor. I think that's what it is. Is a storage monitor? Pretty sure. Let's go ahead and make a level emitter. Just to see. Storage monitor. And I need a illuminated panel. Quartz glass is also what I need. So we'll make some of that. And we'll make this. So I think this is the panel that shows us our, let's take a look. Shows us our ME interfaces, which will be very helpful. Let's also get some cable, because we're definitely going to need that. And I'm going to use the same network that we're on for right now. Let's go ahead and put this over here. And we're going to have one extending up. Now, these are not using... well, actually, this may be using a network connection, but technically I just have quartz cable fiber back here that is providing just power to these guys, even though this is directly connected. I don't exactly want that one to be directly connected, and so is this one. So we might run into an issue where we have too many channels being used. So here's our pattern terminal, and here will be our storage monitor. Okay, yeah, storage monitor is not what we need. I do know what a storage monitor is now, though. All right. I'm pretty sure crafting terminal, right? I'm missing a terminal. Interface terminal. Oh man, that's what I was missing. So let's make it. I think I have an interface stored. There's the other terminal I wanted. So an interface terminal. And this will just make it easier on us later on. There we go. As of right now, we don't have any interfaces connected to our network. So we're going to have to deal with that. But right here on this side, when nothing's connected, this is its own network, but I'm going to be going underground. And underneath here, we're going to separate a couple of channels. And we can also make some dense cable. We can get 32 channels off of one side using some dense cable. All right, let's work on making some of that. I think I have enough stuff to make some dense cable. All right, so first of all, dense, I don't want to make smart cables, but dense ME cables is something that I want. Let's go into this. You can see right here, ME covered cables is what it's going to require. So let's go ahead and make some covered cables. I will convert all of these into covered cables for right now. And then we're going to go on from there. Turn those into dense covered cables. I'll give us 6. And that should be it. Now we have some dense cables right there. Which is exactly what we want. Now these are going to hold... I think we put smart. Can we make smart? Let's see, all we got to do is apply some redstone and glowstone to them, so might as well do that. Now they're smart cables. Now they're going to show us our channels. All right, let's get some regular cables in. And minus facades. I'm going to have to actually go in and mess and change that in my settings. All right, where's our normal ME glass that's not purple? That'll be fine. And there we go. Okay. So let's run this underground. So this is technically a dense cable that has 32 channels on it that's being pulled from one side. And if we run this over, we can actually separate each one of these and extend our channels, basically. It's a little, it sounds confusing because it kind of is confusing. I'm not gonna lie, it is kind of confusing. So let's extend this out some more. It's right here. Okay. So on this side right here, I'm going to be running some regular cable that is just going to have 8 channels apiece on it. So let's pull this. There we go. And keep going over here. And this is going to be 8 channels. So this will be a section of 8 channels. And this will be a section that has 8 channels on it. And so far, you can see there's no channels used. Once we start adding things, it will start consuming channels. But right now, this is each one of these blocks can technically span off at least 32, because there is 32 on this band here. So right now, we're using 16 of the channels, or we have the ability to use 16 channels out of the available 32 channels you can see listed above. Kind of complicated sounding. It's not too bad. It's not too bad. Let's go ahead and get started. So, we're going to start with some auto-crafting stuff. Just basic, regular auto-crafting. And to do that, we're going to need some item interfaces. So I'm going to take a couple of item interfaces. Let's do 4 for right now, just to keep things simple. And then we're going to work with these molecular assemblers, which means we're going to need some crafting tables, right? We're going to need just a few. Just a few crafting tables. There we go. All right, molecular assembler time. We're also going to need probably some more formation cores, some more quartz glass. Luckily, I made a bit, and we do have glass to kind of cover everything. So let's just make as many molecular assemblers as we can. It looks like I need some more of these. And some more formation cores, probably. And let's just make as many molecular assemblers as we can. Alright, so there we go. So what I want to do is take these molecular assemblers, and I want to feed this cable up here. And on each side, we're going to have a molecular assembler. So we could have one of these, and then we can have an interface. So we have a molecular assembler. I have a molecular assembler here, here, and one on this side, right? So now we have something, well, actually I could probably change this, but right now we have one ME interface that can technically run everything, and then I'm going to do this as well. Place another one, and these all technically need to get power, which I'm going to show you. They can be powered on here, and these actually don't consume a channel, I don't believe. Oh, they do consume a channel. So we're going to have to quartz fiber this, I do believe. These are not supposed to be connected, I don't think. Oh, yes, they do. Never mind. They do have to be connected. I do notice these are all on. Oh, man. Alright, let's try this. Because technically this is 1, 2, 3... Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and that would be 8. And if we link all this, we're going to start using up too many channels. It looks like we're using 3 channels for some reason. Let's back this off. Let's rethink this for a second. Right? I'm trying to figure this out. I've done this before several times. I'm just trying to remember exactly how I've done this in the past. And do these need to be connected? They do need power, but I don't remember them needing to be connected. Much like this needs to be connected. Right? One here. One here and one here. And I'm going to do them like, there we go. That makes more sense. Perfect. Okay. So that's 3, 6, 9, 12. Alright, so this is only consuming 4 channels is what it says. And the channels that it's coming from, I do believe, is these interfaces. So if it's only using 4 channels, that means then the molecular assemblers are just accepting power, which is what I want. Okay. So, now that that's done, let's move on to this guy, which is what's going to power everything. It's what's going to allow us to be able to craft. For that, we're going to need a crafting unit. We're going to need a co-processing unit, probably several of these. So let's go ahead and make a couple of these crafting units. I'm going to make, see, we have 4 molecular assemblers. So we're going to need 2 we need a co-processing unit for each interface. So I can utilize the one that's above it. Right? Because for each interface gets 1 assembler that it can use, and each coprocessor allows it to use one extra above it for its craft. So, in that being said, we're going to need that many coprocessors for it, which means we're going to need some more cables, right? We're going to need a bit more cables. So, I mean, we need fluix. We're going to need some redstone. We're going to need charged Certus quartz and quartz. I'm probably going to make a quartz chicken with as much quartz as we've been using. And just throw it all in there. And back up and let it do its thing. The quartz being able to float just looks so funny. Then you gotta wait for it all to disappear. There it goes. There we go. There's a bunch of fluix crystals. That's gonna allow us to make a few more of these. 14, that's totally not enough. We need more quartz. We definitely need more quartz fibers. Perfect. Alright. So yeah, with all of this going on, that should get us 64. That should be plenty. We're going to get, what, one more, and then we need the rest, which will be adding the coprocessing units. Okay, so 4 coprocessing units for this setup. And then we're going to need some sort of storage. We should be able to go 1K, then I think... Yeah, we're just going to be upgrading. So technically, if I make 9 of these, I can make a 16K. And then if I make 3, then I'll do the autocrafting once I get one of these made. But we're going to need a 4K, which is going to pull us in 3 4Ks, which should get us a 16K. And that should allow us to make one of those, but we're going to need a crafting unit first, and then it'll get us a 16K processor. And this will just allow us to process more items at once, is all that'll do. And then I'm going to go ahead and make a crafting monitor, which is this right here, which we already have a storage monitor, which I made earlier by accident. I meant to make it earlier. And let's go ahead and make that. We have a crafting monitor now. So you look, we have 4, 5, 6 blocks here. That should be enough for right now to at least get us started, right? All right, so with this, what we can do is break this. We don't need that sticking up. We can technically do all of this underground. So I'm going to place this storage unit here. This is going to go here, 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 and one right here. That is a complete storage processing unit. Technically, I can place these coprocessors on top and we can just have a tower. You can place it however you feel necessary. But this is going to work for me. It does have to be a cube, though, or a rectangle shape. So that means we now have autocrafting, technically, ready to go. So, this is like early autocrafting. And you can see right here, we do have our molecular assemblers. And you can see we have a whole storage for this. Perfect. So, some of the first things I want to get autocrafted, right? That is going to be like formation cores and stuff like that. That's definitely something I want to get autocrafted. And then I also want to start working on autocrafting like my first machine and get that going as well. That would be kind of nice. And autocrafting with this mod, with Applied Energistics, is actually really easy. Let's make some patterns. So what we're going to do is make some encoding patterns, some blank patterns here. Make a few of those. And then we'll go up to this monitor, in which we will start working on it. So you can click this here. It'll go from processing to crafting. Right now we're going to work on crafting. And we're going to work on making ourselves formation cores. And we'll work on making annihilation cores. And if you click this button, you can see right here, this will do OR dictionary substitute. So if we go right here, we can actually put this back in our inventory if we don't like the craft, and it'll clear it for us. And that's really what we're going to need to do when setting these up. Because these do have some components like nether quartz that we can actually substitute out if we don't have. Let's go back into this. And formation cores. All right, we'll leave that checked. And there we go. Now, if you hold shift, just like refined storage, this will actually show you what the pattern is and what it equals. Pretty nice. So now that we have that done, we can go into this monitor and we can throw them in there. We can say, okay, I want that one there, and I want that one there. And if we look, it's going to be in one of these. You can specify, so here they are. They're in this one right here. You can specify which ones they go in. You can see there's, as this one's the top line, but they're all going to show as one name, one unit. I think you can name tag these guys and make them specific if you feel necessary. But now let's actually make it Autocraft. Let's do this, and let's actually use our tablet. So we can go over here to only craftables, and we can say, all right, I want to craft 6 annihilation cores. Right here, you see we have the simulation we have set to auto-crafting. Technically, this is the CPU, but we set it to automatic. And when we do that, you can see the annihilation cores pop up on that little screen, and you can actually see it. If you want to actually monitor it, you can open this up and see what crafts it's actually working on. But you can see that was really fast. Well, that's because we have the co-processing units, and it can actually do multiple crafts in multiple assemblers. It's like having 2 crafting tables, and you can craft a ton of items really fast that way. Alright, so with that being done, we still have some molecular assemblers left over, but we're going to work on those eventually. We'll have those set up later. But with this whole setup, we're only using 5 channels. I mean, look at all this auto-crafting with just 5 channels. We still have 32 channels left. No joke. So what I'm able to do is actually extend this even higher and do an ME interface in each section. And that will just give me a bunch of ME interfaces and a lot of places to add auto-crafting. Such as, let's take a look here. So let's go into, what's the name of the mod? Mystical Agriculture. And we can say, we want to set up auto-crafting. Now, auto-crafting for Mystical Agriculture can be kind of tedious because you need a specific type of crystal in order to set up automation for it, right? So let's find the crystal right here. The Master Infusion Crystal. Normally you'd have to use this one, but this one has a durability. This one does not. And we can actually make this one. We now have the Master Infusion Crystal. Like, I think that's one of the quests in Mystical Agriculture. It is the Master Infusion Crystal. So, yeah. Let's go ahead and actually use this in crafting, right? So we have Essence. So basically we can say, I want Inferium Essence. Let's turn this off. We'll close this out. We can say, all right, Inferium Essence. To make Prudentium, I need this. And we can craft that encoding pattern pretty easy. And just keep repeating the same step for each one. And after a while, this is going to become very easy to make. Like, very easy to get all of this stuff. So, Supremium Essence, same way. Alright, let's go ahead and make that. And we have Supremium. Right. And so all we need to do is toss these guys in here. It doesn't matter where you set them. You can set them anywhere and kind of organize them how you feel needed to organize. We throw that Master Infusion Crystal in there. Let's make a auto-crafting recipe for the base seeds and a pattern. We're going to need recipes for the patterns as well. Let's go ahead and make a pattern recipe. So we're going to need quartz. Right? We're going to need all of this. We'll set that to Ore Dictionary. And that's going to make that glass for us. And then we're just going to make a pattern real quick, because we're going to need another one. But technically this should make it for us when we go to Autocraft, right? Alright, so we have the other encoder. Let's do that. And now we have the ability to make our own patterns. I'm going to set this with our implied energistic stuff. Perfect. So, more patterns. We can go to patterns. And let's just autocraft 10 of them right now. That's going to start the process. Look at that. You can see it's crafting pretty fast. And over here, you should be able to actually see some of the items being crafted if you're lucky enough to get over there. And now we have patterns. 10 of them ready to go. Just like that. Look at this lovely, fast autocrafting. I mean, this is much nicer on servers, so I highly recommend getting into this. And you can make this all cleaned up with facades and things like that if you feel necessary. We're going to be doing that, of course. We're going to have all this stuff really clean, actually, very soon. And this will all be set up in a very specific way, in very specific locations and everything. It's going to stay in this room. This is going to be our AE room. But for right now, that's just how it's going to be. So, we have our blank patterns now. Let's go back to mystical agriculture. And we'll start working on the actual seeds. These guys are the pain to make things. Making each tier seed is not the funnest thing to make in the world. Let me see. Can't we actually... That's the problem with applied logistics, though. You have to actually have the item. So, let's work on making each of the items. Just like so. Ethereum. There we go. I have to keep doing this, because we're also going to need one of these. And we're going to need this essence. So let's get some supremium. I do have a few pieces of supremium. And you can see supremium actually gets knocked down. So we have automation of supremium right now. And it actually gets converted down, which we're going to work on telling it that that can also work that way. Right? So there we go. Should be able to make this seed now. So we still need one of these. So we have each one of these seeds. Now we need one of those. We need one of these. And another one of those. Premium essence seed. Another one of these seeds. It's like a constant going down the line sort of thing. We need one of those. And finally, this and another crafting seed that will end up being this one. Perfect. So now we have all those seeds. And now we can actually set up auto-crafting for them, so we no longer have to do that. So we already have the pattern for this guy, so now we need this one. We actually need to make one of those seeds. Do that. There we go. Let's just throw this all in our system. Pattern. Alright, let's take that pattern out and set it here. Okay, so next is making a crafting pattern for that one. And it's all you have to do. Just start working your way through each of these crafting recipes. And believe me, this will become a lifesaver later on down the road. I think that one of the biggest mods that needs to be automated in this pack is mystical agriculture. It is the crafting rabbit hole that you have to go through is, yeah, kind of insane. So it's always best to kind of get this set up. And we're going to have multiple ways of achieving these items, so that's what we're going to end up working with. But as you can see, we have all the seeds now ready to go. And they're all lined up. And yeah, that should be pretty easy to craft now. Same for the ingots, we're going to have to go there as well. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to say, all right, how do you get this stuff? Well, I'm going to now create some patterns that are going to do that, just to make it a little bit easier on us. So now we have that recipe completed. You can say that, all right, the blue takes you down to 4 of those. And to get even further down, it'll take you down even further. And then to get this, take some of those. And that should help automate even more on our essence. Right. Armor. This is where I could potentially get flight at this point. I have the ability to make some premium essence or supremium armor and stuff like that. I am going to need to set up automation for the cores. That's probably the hardest part to make, is the cores. But all we need is like each individual step or each individual essence, because I have all the stuff for each of those things. And each one of these things requires a core. But to getting supremium ingots and stuff like that, that should be pretty easy. All we need is a bit of automation, which is what we're going to have to end up doing very soon. So I hope you guys enjoy this episode on how to autocraft with Applied Energistics. It has been a journey, so I hope you guys are enjoying these. Anyways, guys, I hope to see you guys in the next episode. If you guys enjoyed, don't forget to click that like button if you haven't already, and also click that subscribe button and ring that notification bell if you haven't already. Anyways, guys, I really appreciate it. You guys are awesome. And as always, thanks for watching.